Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors of Marketing with Russ, Celevators, the Alzheimer's Association, and the Relationship Center for Change. Celevators, the future of sales empowerment. For more information, go to celevators.com. And to learn how to give to the Alzheimer's Association and support this amazing organization, go to alz.org. And finally, for more information on the Relationship Center for Change and Joan Butler and her life coaching, go to relationshipcenterforchange.com. Hey. All right, just moving to groove and love that music. Oh my goodness. Well, I am a little partial. I am blessed with a very musical family, an amazing son and daughter. And my son does all the writing and music production for our shows. That is his career, and that is a blessing for me. So anyway, if you ever need some good music for a live stream or your business or whatever, reach out to me. I'd be glad to connect you with him. And so just amazing. My son is Grammy nominated, actually, I think 4 times. And he's also been Dove nominated 4 times. So definitely a very talented young man. So anyway, so glad to have you here. This is Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Glad that you're with us today. We're here at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Monday and Thursday for your listening and viewing pleasure with amazing people. Amazing, like Raschell, who I've got on today. I'm telling you, you're going to just be really blessed by her today. But we are all about how amazing people connect. We're going to talk more about that. But first, I just want to go back and say a huge thank you to our sponsors who make this possible, because they are the ones that support this effort to get the positive word out to you, to get these marketing tips and these amazing people that add value to your life out to you. So thank you so much for all of them. And I appreciate them. You saw them in the video ahead of time. All of the information for them is in the comments. So you can click directly to them. And so, yeah, I just want to thank you for that. But this show is all about how amazing people connect. And of course, I love to connect. And you just go to russhedge.com. Russhedge.com will get you to my information, all the information about me, one-stop shopping. There you go. You go in, and there is, first of all, a free, everybody likes something free. There's a free PDF download that will help you with connection and community building, right? It is amazing. Transform your business in 3 simple steps. It is all about connection and community building. You need to download that today. When you do that, you also get my encouraging morning emails. I know everybody goes, oh no, not emails. No, you will love them because they're short, little encouraging snippets to get you thinking positively for the day. So that's all they're all about. You know, if you want to click on something for me and see more about me, there'll be links on the bottom of those, but it's all about encouraging you. And so, yeah, that would be wonderful. Also, love to have you subscribe on YouTube. We're trying to grow our YouTube community. Right now, you can actually open a separate tab and you can go to marketingwithruss.live, marketingwithruss.live. Super simple, super easy. Take you right to my YouTube page. You can click on that. No more binging Netflix or Prime. You can go straight to binging Marketing with Russ. We're going on 400 episodes. There's also Russ Reels Live on there and the Experience Live with Russ and Scott available. And so you're going to want to get that. And I would appreciate you being part of that community. Also, share this out right now. You can tag your friends. You can share this with other people. When you do that, others know the opportunity that's happening live and you can engage live. That is what I really encourage today. Where are you watching from today? Where are you listening from today? Sometimes people are driving along just listening. By the way, if you miss this today, it does stay on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube for infinity and beyond, and you can watch it on replay, or it converts to audio podcast, and you can listen on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, whatever your favorite podcast platform is. You can get it, and you can listen to Marketing with Russ while you drive along to your next appointment. So anyway, please do that, and please share this out with everybody. I'd appreciate that. So behind me, you see my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, obviously available at russhedge.com, where I told you before, you can get everything. It'll bounce you directly to my publisher. Some of the books takes you straight to Amazon. They're all available on Amazon. Also, if you just want to go straight there, you can look at my author page and it'll show all the books. Rattled Awake Volume 1 came out with the end of last year, along with A Note to My Family, I Am Your Legacy. That came out last year. Those are collaborative books that were an amazing group of authors that came together to build you up and add value to you, telling you about us a little bit. Coming out in February also is Perspectives on Cancer, Volume 2. I also have a chapter in that. So just writing books right and left. Have my own follow-up to Befuddled coming out this year. Life Happens and Then You Choose. I'm looking real excited to be doing that. That should be coming out later this year. And so, yeah, if you want any of those, please go to russhedge.com and check that out. Now it's time for your marketing tip of the day. Are you ready? Okay. I want to encourage you, put effort into building community, put effort into real, true connection with friends and building relationships. Why, you ask me? Because first of all, it takes a little bit of effort, takes a little bit of work. You build the people and then the people build your business. That's what Zig Ziglar says. And that is so, so true. Also, Jeffrey Gitomer in his book, The Little Red Book of Selling, says it doesn't really matter who you know, it's who knows you. And people that really know you and trust you and like you, right? The know, like, and trust factor are the people that you'll be able to market to and sell to at some point, right? So it's not all about that, but the end game will happen if you actually build true, authentic relationships. So put effort into connecting, building community and relationships, and magic will happen. And that is your marketing tip of the day. All right. So with that, we're going to get Raschell in the room and get things moving on. And she's probably back there going, is it my turn yet? Okay, here we go. Hey, Raschell.
Hi, how are you?
I really want to be where you are. So, yeah.
You can just virtually be there, right? You can just virtually be here. I love some of the stuff you were sharing. I think community is massive. So I love that. I think that's a big thing for so many people. So great tip.
It really is. And, I know I've already brought you on and I know this is your time, but I'm going to tell people this twice. And I just really want to emphasize this. So we're going to do this first while you're on. And that is, we talk about connection and community building on the show all the time. There is a workshop next week. Please go to the information. It'll be in the show notes and in the comments. You can click on this. This is going to be an amazing workshop, from cold calling into making friends, all about connection, community building, and building relationships. I'd encourage you to do that. And if you want to know more about social media, check out our show at 4 p.m. today on Social Explosion, talking about AI and things like that. Got great guests on. But now back to Raschell. It's all about you. I'm done with all that. So give everybody a little insight, besides the fact that you're the Caribbean queen at the moment. Who is Raschell and what are you up to?
Who's Raschell? Well, Yeah, I'm just a regular person who, made a bunch of changes in my life over the course of probably the last 10 to 15 years, and decided that my happiness was primary, and also believing that, whatever we focus on, whatever we choose to do. I worked a regular job for years and never was really happy. And so I became an entrepreneur and started my first business and carried on and started another business. But I did it for several reasons. One, for the freedom and happiness that I wanted, and to be able to raise my kids and be home for them. That was primary at that time, was to be able to pick them up from school, to be with them in the morning and to see them and to actually raise my children, not put them in daycare. So that was a huge thing for me. And then, as life happens, I started to evolve into different things and realize that sharing some of my life experiences as a single mom and some of the trials and tribulations I went through as a kid and even as a young adult, I had always choices. And I always like to say this, Russ, is that you have a choice. You can sit in indecision, but you always have a choice. And it's never wrong or right. It's your choice. And then you have to also live with the outcome of it, right? So making those choices for me were massive. And now I'm at a point where I'm sharing my experiences, and I've written several books on understanding who you are and what you do and how you can create your reality. And I share that with my children every day and with my community. As I go back to what you said before, sharing it with the community and supporting people, understanding how powerful you are, and that no matter who tells you cannot do something, you can. It's whether or not you choose to believe in yourself. So that's a little bit about me.
And I love that because it is all about whether you choose to believe in yourself. And people think it's selfish to think I need to focus on me first. But let's all just go back to the airplane analogy that's overused, but so true. If you want to help and bless other people, if you want to add value to other people, if you want to help other people change the way that Raschell did, how can you do that if you're passed out on the floor? When those oxygen masks come down, if you don't put yours on first in the airplane, you have, I think they say 12 or 13 seconds before you pass out. And so, yeah, that's not really a good option, right? It's not going to get you where you want to go. So you need to think about caring for yourself. And, it's interesting you brought that up about working for yourself. If I would have had the courage to work for myself sooner in my life, and I don't mean that as a slam on me, but I just didn't take that step. I would have done that, but I was blessed to be able to go to work for a company. It was actually a family company that gave me flexibility, kind of like having my own business, and be around for my kids and let my wife stay home with the kids. So she was able to be with the kids all the time. And then I was able to be around the kids their whole growing up years, which was amazing. I didn't have to travel because, sometimes in sales and marketing and things like that, you have to go a long ways and you're gone a lot. And I chose not to do that. And kind of like what you're talking about, choosing your family and being with them. And I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a huge decision for me. And I also chose myself, like you said before, because I did get a lot of rebuttal from other mothers. So, why are you doing this for yourself? Shouldn't you be doing that? And I should say, yeah, you know what? If I'm not in a good mindset, if I'm not happy with who I am, it's going to reflect in my business. It's going to reflect towards my children. So my primary thing is self-love, taking care of me. And then I'm able to share my happiness with my children and my community and my clients. So very important. Hence the reason I am here on holiday is because I chose to take this time to really contemplate on changes that are coming up in my life and in my business, but also do some me time and really think about it. And I think that's so important.
Well, I think so. I had, every now and then what I would call a God moment where God is really speaking to me about taking care of myself, like what you're saying. And sometimes it's just like, slow down, focus, give the things a little thought, right? Don't just, I'm a type of person that will just barrel into things. I'm a guy of action, right? Very decisive. I am just like, I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to do something, right? It may be right or wrong, but I'm definitely not a person that sits around and lets grass grow under my feet, as my parents would say. And so that is something I think sometimes we need actually to be able to slow down a little bit and have some me time and some thought. There's so many voices in our heads. I'm a huge fan of self-talk. And what I mean by that is before I wake up in the morning, before I get out of bed, just when I wake up, I always encourage myself. I'm very talk about how thankful I am to myself for all the great things, right? For God, my beautiful wife, my family. I give myself a pep talk. I've got this. I can do it today. I believe in myself. And number three, I choose today's going to be awesome, right? I
Yeah.
do all those things ahead of time. And I think sometimes when we do that positive self-talk, it helps drown out those negative voices, because usually that's exactly what happens. We wake up worrying and fretting about the day, right?
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of people will take what I call validation from others. So based on their choices, they'll validate whether or not they have to make that choice on what someone else says. And that can be anybody. It can be a coworker, it can be your parents, it can be your friends, it can even be your kids. But know that that is just someone's reflection, their judgment, their feeling towards it. It does not have to be yours. So I always like to say, recognize where your thoughts are going throughout the day. Pay attention to them, because they will end up going sometimes negative. And we have over 20,000 thoughts or more a day. So if you can narrow that down a little bit and pay attention to where your thoughts are going and what you feel and how good you feel. And if you start to feel negative emotions flowing through you, then that is God's way, whatever you believe in universe, that you're out of alignment with who you are, because we
Right.
are all divine. And so pay attention to that and say, I would like to say, tap into that, kind of say, well, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel angry? Why do I feel frustrated? Why do I feel pissed off? Maybe it was something that has triggered me. So I would say, like, to recognize what's going through our heads. And when you pay more attention to your thoughts, you can move your thoughts into a more grateful, more harmonious feeling. And it's not that you're not going to have negative thoughts now and then. Of course you are. But
Right.
if you're in more alignment with what you want to feel. So even when things go sideways for you, know that there's always a lesson in that for you to learn, right? Maybe just don't do that again. Or maybe it got you to a place where you're like, oh, now I see the clarity on something. So, it's always about recognizing, paying attention to where you're going with your thoughts.
Well, I love that whole thought. There's a great book that the subtitles by Craig Groeschel, and the subtitle is "Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life."
Yes.
And that is so true, because if you've got to be intentional about where you're letting your mind go. Just like you said, you got to be intentional about the direction you're moving, because the way you think, that's what you become.
Yes.
You push yourself that direction. You move he says in the book, you move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. So if your strongest thoughts are positive and optimistic, and know that you're going to be able to do these things, and you're going to be able to move forward in a positive way, most likely things along those lines are going to happen. It's not that nothing bad in life is ever going to happen, but more good things are going to happen, because also that's what you're looking for, right? You get back what you're looking for.
Absolutely. And what you put out there, you also get back. So I'll tell you a quick little story that happened last night, for example. So we got in quite late, and we ended up taking a short little taxi ride to where we're staying in our studio. And we got out of the taxi, and I got into the hotel, and I couldn't find my wallet. And I looked everywhere for it. Anyway, I had taken the WhatsApp of the taxi driver, because I said, we may use you again. And I started to panic. And then I thought, you know what? It is what it is. My card is locked. I can't do much for it. If I lose the money, it is what it is. And I'll just have to figure it out. And I just let the panic feeling of, oh my God, go, relax. And I kid you not, within probably about 7 minutes, I heard knock, knock, knock at the door. And it was the taxi driver ringing me my wallet saying, you left this in the back of my taxi. And I thought to myself, there you go, because I didn't let myself go into that whole rabbit hole of, oh my God, what am I going to do? I just thought, okay, I've got the card, it's locked. If I lose a little bit of money I have in there, it is what it is. And
Yeah.
it's just reeling those negative thoughts back in and just saying, it will happen as it's supposed to. And the universe got my back. The guy showed up. Even my friend was like, oh my God, thank you so much. So it is, because you create your reality and you create what happens to you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think so often people don't realize how much power we actually have over what's happening to us. Um, and I'm a very strong man of faith. I'm a firm believer that there's a power bigger than ourselves, and that God is in control of all things. But we're the hands and feet. We're the ones doing the work here, and we're the ones affecting that. And the way we think makes such a difference in life. People just don't even realize that. And we've even talked about this with our good friend, Dr. Nupi Aurora. Even
Hmm.
when it comes to healing your body, there's so much that my doctors told me through my cancer journey the last year and a half. My greatest asset was my positive attitude. These
Hmm.
are doctors talking to me. I needed the doctors, definitely. But they were saying by you thinking positively and by you affecting things positively and watching your diet and doing things you're doing, you are bringing healing to your body that they can't do. They can only do so much. And so this is so important in life. I think it affects everything. And again, change your thinking, change your life. If you want a better life, evaluate what you're thinking about, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Evaluate everything and know that sometimes those changes that happen in your life, they may be really positive or sometimes be maybe a little challenging, but sometimes, and I always say this, is that it's a stepping stone to test you to see how far you can go, because there's always going to be challenges to test you to see, are you able to move forward in this direction? And it's to give you the courage. And when you feel that fear of change, know that that's the best time. When you feel that little twinge of fear or uncertainty, that is the best damn time to lean into it and just do it, because that means you're expanding. You're expanding yourself, you're expanding your reality, you're expanding everything around you. So when things scare you, I say lean into it. It's like when you're a little kid and you're riding down the road on that little bike and you're about ready to hit that hill and you think, oh my God, oh, can I do this? You just lean into it and soar into the air and feel that feeling of freedom, because now you've gone over that next hurdle and you're ready for the next change. With every goal that we make, with every focus that we focus on what we want to achieve, it is not so much the goal, Russ, as it is the journey to the goal or journey
Right.
to what we want. That's the exciting part. That's the part that expands us. It's not so
Right.
much what we achieve, because once you achieve it, you go, okay, now what, right? So it's the journey to
Right.
change.
And you really need to, I love the quote, enjoy the journey, right? You've got to enjoy every step of the way, because a lot of it is, even the bad times are meant to make you better, make you stronger. And when you're looking at things the right way, my favorite saying, and this is just how I'm made up, God bless me with a positive perspective on life, but something bad will happen. And the first thing I say is, well, the good news is I'm alive. The we somebody hit the car, but the car is fixable, and whatever. You can always find positive things in every situation if you look for them, and it's all the direction you move, right? And so I think that is so critical in all that we're doing, is just evaluating those things. And I love what all that you talk about. So somebody wants to get in touch with you and they want to work with you,
Mhm.
where do you start with people? I reach out to you and I say, hey, how can you help me out? Let's talk some practicality. If I have somebody in this community wants to reach out to you, what can you do for them?
So ultimately, if they wanted to reach out to me, I have a program called 777, and it's free. And I like people to do it because it's 7 ways to expand yourself in 7 days with 7 steps. And it's 7 little audios that are sent to you. So it starts to kind of get your mind in the alignment of where you need to make those shifts. And then if you feel that you really want to expand more, then you can definitely get me at RaschellHarlingten.ca. And you can connect with me there. We can have a group, we can have a chat. And then I have a couple other programs, Discover Your Blueprint, and that's where we go a little bit deeper. But this free one is fantastic, and I've had great results with it. I beta tested it and then started giving it out for free because I wanted people to really realign themselves. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on, I almost lost myself then. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. So, but yeah, the 777 is really something that I think helps people so much because it moves them in a direction to sort of realign that trajectory in their mind of where things should be, because sometimes we grow up thinking everything should be like in a box, right? But this program each day starts to make you aware, again back to the recognizing, where are your thoughts, where is your speech going, so things like that. What are you eating, how are you representing yourself, like are you eating well, because that's the whole thing, the gut and mind correlation. That's massive as well. If you're not eating healthy, then that affects your thoughts and your mindset as well.
Yeah, it
So,
does.
yeah.
It does. Totally, totally does. And, I just want to tell you that I love that because you're thinking about this is the thing that I think people need to realize. It's not just a bunch of positive, happy mumbo jumbo. It
Mm,
is it is a positive mindset and positive way to affect the movement and the steps in your life. Part of like you just talked about, one thing I learned over the last year is eating healthy. I mean, not that I ate horrible, but man, I'm now with the diabetes that I got through this whole cancer journey, has really, really got me on the edge of always thinking about what I'm eating, always thinking about what I'm doing. And honestly, it's been good for me because it has given me the opportunity to be more thoughtful and intentional about the things I'm putting in my body. And I think that is critical, right? And that's a step that I've chosen
hmm
because, and I think about because I want to have a better outcome in my life. I don't want, cancer in my body. I don't want these things that going forward. So I think that is so critical. And Rochelle, I love all the things you're about. Give everybody as we wrap things up here, give
Sure.
everybody your final gold nugget of, what you want them to remember from our discussion today.
Sure.
And then how do people get in touch with you again?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think ultimately the thing that I can say is know that whatever choice you make in life, it is meant to be. And no choice that you make is ever wrong. Know that you are powerful, that you are sovereign, and that you can create an amazing reality if you believe in yourself first. And that was something that was the biggest journey of mine, is believing in who I am and how strong and beautiful I was. And once I got to that point, then my whole world changed. If you want to connect with me, if you want to have a short little chat, definitely go to RaschellHarlingten.ca. You can connect with me there, or you can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook. It's all Raschell Harlingten. And yeah, I think that for anybody who's out there who's, having unsure of what they want, pay attention to where your thoughts are. That's the first step, because that'll give you a good direction.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is the best thing to leave with, I think, right there. And that is pay attention to where your thoughts are because that's the direction you're moving. That's what's driving you today. And if you wake up and think, oh, brother, here we go. Another day with me
Yes.
tripping over things and things going negatively. Well, I can tell you, guess what's going to happen? More of that because that is where you're thinking. If you wake up and you trip over something and you break your favorite cup, they're trying to make coffee and
Oh,
you
well.
laugh. Yeah, and you laugh about it and you say, "Oh well, it's only a cup. It's only one little trip. It's not your entire day. You just need to slow down." And to be honest with you, I'll just leave with this. My book title, Befuddled, Live the
Mm.
Life You Choose. My beautiful wife came up with that word befuddled because well, not with the word, but me using it for the book because I was completely befuddled one morning, tripping over everything, out of sorts. Things were going bad and all of that. And she gave me a big hug and she's like, "Slow down, hun." She goes, "You're looking a little befuddled this morning. You just need to take it easy. Drive slowly," because I was walking out the door late for a meeting. "Take your time. Life will go on. If you're a few minutes late, it's not the end of the world." And, it's just all a matter of your mindset. And you know what? I drove 30 seconds from my home, realized she was exactly right. And it completely flipped my thinking. And I'm positive that way anyway, but I just happened to be caught in one of those moments that I had to take control of my thinking and live the life I choose, like I say in the subtitle of my book. So, well, Rochelle, listen, it's been a blessing. You are
hmm
awesome. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. My day could not be better other than being in the Caribbean with my beautiful wife where you are. Other than that, it's great. So thanks so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
Thank you.
And we will definitely have you back on another live stream soon. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, Russ.
All right. We'll see you. Wow. Okay, guys, it keeps getting better and better all the time. I'm telling you, you need to take time, be intentional, be thoughtful about all that you're doing, and you will make life so much better. You change your thinking, you change your life, and all that Raschell talked about. I'm telling you, you need to get in touch with her today. You need to take time and connect with her and learn more about what she can do to get you on the right track, to change your life and your perspective in a positive way. So, just appreciate you all being here today. Just want to remind you that coming up next week, if you really wanted to learn more about connection, community building, and if whether you're in sales or not, this is so valuable because the thinking behind the small business people, entrepreneurs, or just people having trouble connecting with friends in life, join me. It's super easy and it's only $49.95. I'll give you the price, but if you have troubles with that, email me. We'll work something out. It is so simple. It'll be noon. It's 1 hour on the 31st. So be there. And then tonight at 4, come and visit us on Russ Reels Live. We're talking about social explosion and how AI is really entering the arena. So we'd love to have you come today and be part of that as well. Also, if you missed my marketing tip of the day on putting effort into building relationships, you'll see that will come out individually on social media as well as its own little snippet. So thank you so much for being with us today. Again, we're all about connection. So if you want to connect with me, go to russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. And I will actually put that up on the screen for you. There you go. And love to connect with you today. And until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. All right. Goodbye, everybody. See ya.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.